Good afternoon, it seems like afternoon. I guess it's still before noon. Welcome here to our Fancy Heifer Show, and very honored to have in the house that's going to be working with our Fancy Heifer Show, as well as he'll be working with the showmanship and judging our junior show tomorrow. We want to give a huge welcome to Brandon Callis, coming to you from Oklahoma. He's no stranger. We know he's been involved at Redland Community College, had a very successful livestock judging team. There's been a coach there for several years and now has transitioned into another position. So I'm going to ask you, let's put our hands together and give him a Nebraska welcome, guys. We've been talking about all the sponsors that make the Nebraska Cattlemen's Classic opportunities possible, and the voice of the Classic is KRVN. KRVN has been here all 31 years, and with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Miss Susan Littlefield.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Buffalo County Fairgrounds. Some beautiful heifers coming in the ring, and more exciting, you're going to see these beautiful heifers go through the sale ring here at noon. We'll be running through the list of who they are. They're not in any random order to what I'm reading. But just a quick note that some are and some could be registered. So we encourage you to speak to the consigners to find out more details before the sale. And we'll get you who is in the ring here in just a moment.
You know, Susan, we've been talking for months here on the radio and talking about all of the scholarship opportunities that the Nebraska Cattlemen's Classic provides to youth. And in a little bit here at the auction block, you're going to see us presenting over $13,000 back to boys and girls that purchased steers and heifers last year here at the Classic. So we know it's kind of crazy in the barns. There's a lot of kids here, and we appreciate everybody working together. And it's probably been kind of hard to see these heifers that are going to be sold today. So after Brandon gets a champion and a reserve champion selected for us, we'll be moving these heifers over to the picture backdrop area where they'll be on display, and you'll be welcome to come in, look at the heifers, and visit with the consigners. And like you said, they can find out all the details.
You know, and I think what is so cool about the youth program and what you guys do, this is the future of the beef industry.
Very much so.
And it gives these kids a chance to get their feet wet with the process of selling an animal, raising an animal, going through your Aspiring Young Cattleman program, and just really being a part of the beef industry.
It is, and really it's a lot more than just the show ring. You know, we're really excited. Part of the scholarship program, you know, the world's been weird for a few years, and we were unable to do our tours and some things that we like to do, and so the kids that get signed up for the scholarship program, they'll be involved with us this summer doing some educational tours. We'll have some fun. They'll do a very simple record book. They will come to my office and have some fun with some industry leaders, have the opportunity to network, meet some people, and, you know, they don't have to be in high school. We've got junior division, we've got an intermediate division, and a senior division in that scholarship program. So a lot of unique opportunities here at the Classic today.
Definitely exciting. Now, if you're following along in your catalog and you're wanting to know information about these fancy heifers, just turn to page 199 all the way through page 202. That's going to give you all the information on the heifers that are in the ring with us today.
The really unique thing with these heifers is several of them are carrying registration papers. We've got a lot of different types and kinds out here because there is some market heifer options out here too. So again, make sure you guys are watching, come over, take a look at the heifers here when they're on display, and visit with the individual breeders that have brought these heifers here today. You know, we talked about the quality and the challenges last night. I don't know, Brandon, I think you got your challenges in front of you in this class too. So we're excited to have Brandon Callis with us. And again, what a great individual to be working with our youth here at the Classic, and excited to have him a part of the judging of the Fancy Heifer Show here this afternoon.
You know, as you look over these heifers that are in the show ring right now, there is something for every operation. Whatever you're looking for, I think we can find something to fit it, and whether it's going to be in the show or putting her out on the pasture to bring you some good calves in the future.
It is, and you have to analyze, you know, if you're looking at your county fair, if you're looking at a junior national, because like we mentioned, there is some papered heifers in here. And guys, remember, I think there's some composite Charolais heifers in here, and those are eligible for the Charolais Junior National, and that's the only junior national that will be in the state of Nebraska this summer. The other fun thing that we'll have the Classic pop-up event, and there will be special classes there for these heifers, as well as keep in mind, tonight is the Classic heifer class. And so after showmanship here later in the day, we'll have all of the kids. Make sure you get signed up with Raylan and Ralston and Alicia there in the Ag Pavilion. Be a part of that class. We'll have a little fun. All of the kids will receive something. Plus, if you noticed, over there by the Aurora Cooperative booth, you'll be competing for a show box tonight, too.
That is a beautiful show box, and what a neat thing to be able to bring home along with the experience that you had in the ring today. Again, what time do they need to be signed up by?
They'll be able to get signed up this afternoon. No rush here. We'll get through the sales. We'll get through our scholarship presentations. And so as soon as the sales are over, we would like them to go and get signed up.
All right, for somebody who's sitting ringside, maybe has their eye on a heifer or two, where do they need to go to get their buyer numbers so they're set to go at noon?
Well, if you already have a buyer's number, if you've been here the last couple days, it is good today yet too. But if you need to go get signed up for a bidder's number, just go out to the front concourse. Jim Lowe and our sales crew is out there. They can get you fixed up with a buyer's number. Brandon will be selecting a reserve fancy heifer for us, followed by the champion fancy heifer. And again, we're just picking two. And so I'm going to ask everybody ringside, let's put our hands together for these breeders for bringing a nice set of heifers here today.
Really an outstanding group of sale heifers here. And again, I like to mimic what they said. There's something for everybody in here. And I think that's what makes it challenging to try to select one or two as our grand and reserve here amongst this group. But boy, there's good cattle that can do a lot of different things, a ton of different breeding pieces out here. And that's what makes this fun. It just depends on your program, kind of what you're wanting to do here. But I see a lot of positives, a lot of functional pieces and things to lay your hat on out amongst this ring. Probably a group of 4 or 5, if I'm being honest, have kind of maybe separated themselves today. And I'll emphasize today, they probably just a little further along, a little more ready ready to go, if you will. But again, I'd be patient with those other ones that maybe don't get to be in our Grand and Reserve spots today. So really good set of them here. Probably today the one I feel that just puts a lot together, structural integrity, blend that with a tremendous amount of power, still enough look and presence, and I really like them on the go, as the one here to my left, young lady has. She'll be the one to be represent and be our champion here in this division. There for reserve, again, it gets a little more complicated there, but again, another one I just find a lot of good breeding value in there. I think she sticks out, and you can't help but like her, and you're drawn to her, and that's the gold heifer here, kind of middle of the line, and she's going to end up being our reserve today.
Your champion fancy heifer goes to lot 21, shown by Camp 10 Ranch. And your reserve fancy heifer goes to lot 2, coming to you from Bar S Cattle. If our fancy heifer exhibitors, if you'll go clear to the north over behind the picture backdrop area, your lot number is marked on the panel. And if you guys will go to that area and park, we'll let our fancy heifer exhibitors, you're going to go clear north, guys, over by the picture backdrop area to those panels. The panels behind the picture backdrop. And if you're in the crowd, we're going to parade our steers here in this ring in just a couple minutes. We'll give these exhibitors a second to get the heifers over there. So we're going to parade the steers, and then we'll park the steers in here, and then we'll invite you guys to come on in. So give these exhibitors just a moment. We'll let them get them parked over there. We would like those champion and reserve fancy heifers to take a picture while you're over there. I know Brandon's making his way over there, so he'll sure get in the picture backdrop with you. So champion fancy heifer and reserve fancy heifer, while you're over there, please get your picture taken at the backdrop. And again, we'll give those exhibitors a second to get their heifers parked by their appropriate lot number. And if they need to go get a steer, in a few minutes here, we will parade the steers on the south side of the ring. Parade them. Yep. We'll give them a minute, so. In here, if we have any of our steer handlers, if you guys want to go grab your steers, we'll take a couple laps here on the south side of the ring and bring those steers in and park them in here so it's easier for the families to come by and visit with you. Well, what we're doing here on the south side, like I said, we know the barns are pretty crowded, but it's pretty exciting to have this many juniors here. And so you can see the steers a little better, we're going to parade our steers. We'll let them take a couple laps around the ring, and then they're going to park in here by the panels, by their respective lot numbers. So we'll just let you go ahead and come in, take a couple laps around, and go to your respective lot number. We get done with the parade, then you'll be able to come in and visit with these exhibitors. And it's only fitting since she's in here all by herself, and it's the only Charlet Junior National is going to be, correction, the only Junior National that's in Nebraska this summer is the Charlets, and we're pretty excited. We've got one Charlet steer here today, and so keep that in mind. Charlet Junior National is in Grand Island this summer, and so this steer comes with papers, and you'd be able to show him at that Junior National. But you got a lot of opportunities coming at you guys. You've got some registered Hereford steers. Remember all the opportunities with the Hereford steers. Show them in the respective breed divisions. The Nebraska Hereford Association has a show right back here this summer in June, and they have a $1,000 futurity for the champion of that division and $600 to the reserve. We've got some registered shorthorns in here, and so a lot of different types and kinds and a lot of respective breed steers that you can take and do some neat things with this summer and even into fall. And remember the showback opportunities with the Classic also.
Ronette, while they're being paraded around the ring, let's talk a little bit about this Classic pop-up event that's coming up August 20th.
Well, you know, we started that event a couple summers ago, and I like to say I'm enough of a rebel when all those county fairs were canceling, and I told the Classic Board of Directors, we've got to do something. We got all these kids that bought heifers and steers at the Classic, and we need a place to show them. So when we had so many regulations and we needed to social distance, we put up a tent out here north of the expo building, and we had a lot of fun. But what happened is everybody said, Ronette, that's so much fun, we need to keep doing it. And so every August, it's the weekend ahead of the Nebraska State Fair, we pitch a big tent out here on the north side of the expo building, and we have a lot of fun with the kids, but we have a lot of fun with the breeders because we actually have a jackpot feeder calf show. They can bring bulls, steers, heifers. We sort them by breeds, and it's really a fun day for families, and so really looking forward to that event that's held in August.
So make sure you write it down on your calendar. August 20th will be the Classic pop-up event. And then, of course, the Fall Classic comes up in November. That is November 3rd through the 6th.
We're going to kind of put you guys in motion just a little bit so everybody can take a peek, and then I'm going to have you go ahead and park over here by your numbers. And youth and your families, if you're wanting to see a steer heifer out on the move, you can have them come into the ring and circle around. So take one more circle around, guys, and then go ahead and get your steers parked by their numbers here on the north side of the ring. I'm going to pick on Kinsey since she's right here by the gate. Why don't you lead the trail and go ahead and, guys, start going over and getting placed by your number. The number on the panel is the lot number of your steers, so find your lot number on the panels. We'll show these steers tonight in the Classic Steer class where all the kids will be competing again for that nice showbox, Susan. Not only does it all the opportunities apply to the heifers that are purchased, but with the steer program as well. So give these consigners just a moment to get their steers parked, and then we're going to open the gates so that juniors and your families, you can come in here, take a better look at the steers and heifers on display. And if you see one you want to see moved around, feel free to ask the breeders to make a circle or a lap with the steers or the heifers. I'm going to ask the juniors that were in my last year's scholarship program if you guys would come join me in the sale block. So juniors, if you were in last year's scholarship program, come join me in the sale block. We are going to be presenting over $13,000 back to boys and girls that were a part of the scholarship program last year. So families, feel free. Come on in if you wanted to look at the steers, talk to the exhibitors, you want to look at the fancy heifers that are in the north portion, or if you've got a youth that was in the scholarship program, have them come on into the ring.